Welcome to Mereak Firmaxe Rebuilds Moria. Episode 1, Rebuilding the Second Stair. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe below. So this is another adventure of Mereak Firmaxe. We're currently in Sandbox. It's been recently completed. I haven't put out the video for the solo hard play as I went through and defeated the Sandbox. But I've decided to reconstruct Moria in this sandbox. Since the latest patch, I haven't tried to do that, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to give it a try. I wanted to see what it was like after the latest update. And so far, I can tell you so good. There are a few issues that I'll point out, but the build system's much more stable. Things fit together better. It looks like they simplified many of the pieces and reduced the number of connection points, particularly on the adamantite or adamant stuff. Anyway, so I am at the bottom of the second stair, and I had never repaired a stair before, and I have a couple of pieces of advice. First off, start at the bottom. It's easier to destroy and build upward than it is constantly worrying about falling and building downward. And so start at the bottom and work your way up. Obviously you're going to use your handy dandy little hammer, and I have my adamant hammer here. They actually made a huge improvement to the adamant hammer. If you use it, your stamina barely decreases. I think it's to all the hammers actually. It takes less hits. It's just easier to repair things in general. Second piece of advice, carry around the Xeric torch. I never use the thing in venturing, but for building, as you see, I can easily see I missed a piece up there because everything stands out under the bright light. And so I highly recommend that you do that. Couple of things I did. Around the entrances that have passageways, I put wall torches. And around passageways that just have more stairs, I put these braziers. And is just markers, because there are side passages that have a lot of stairs in them. Anyway, let's go on up. I'm sure we'll see some things that I missed. Couple of things to point out. We do not have all the pieces to properly fix this. The archway directly behind me, as well as the lower parts to the left and right, do not exist in the game for players to use. Also, these arches, which are that are under the stairs, they look very similar to the arch ceiling. And part of them is, but they are not the arch ceiling. And you can see that at the one directly above my head, because there's no long tail that hangs down. It does look like it's possible that it could be rotated. Of course, we can't rotate the pieces in that direction during the game, but they just put in other pieces with the proper rotation. And so, yeah, unfortunate we don't have all of them. However, it did inspire me to use the ceiling arch in several places. So you start here, you start repairing, and it's not too long before you get to a gap. Then you have to make some choices. So again, there's two paths, and I slowly went up and down around the outside as much as I could. And every time I walk up and down here, like over there, I see a place. I did nothing but use quick platforms. And that's it. You just keep doing that. Now, you'll come to a landing. Again, the wall torches signify that I found a path on the other side. Let me explain this. So we are in the second deep. Every deep and every level. So here's the second deep. And here's the second level. They all have multiple floors. The first level only has one floor to the left, but over the bastion over here, it has multiple levels. So the first thing you have to realize is every level or every deep has multiple floors. And so we are still in the second deep, but there are 2 floors, and I marked off the locations. Ignore the bats caught in the walls and the floors. I don't know why they do that. Anyway, just as a by and by. Okay, this is about the place where the damage usually is, and you'll notice that this archway is not that archway. But I had no choice because those archways aren't in the game. So there are 2 arches that can provide structural integrity, the Granite arch and the wide archway, which has a little filigree thing that didn't match on the top of it. So I chose the Granite arch and stacked them and then repaired the pillars. Those pillars are in the game, of course. And you'll see that I continued it all the way up to about here. Now, this is where things started to get to be heavily wood, and I destroyed it all and started replacing it with granite. Also not in the game is that piece of filigree up there. There's one like that. You'll notice it's not on all the columns because it's not in the game for players. And there's one like that with one fin. You'll see that here. And so you can put them on corners. Those 2 pieces are also not in the game. Now I did match, because there were pillars here, I matched them and I carried them forward. Another piece that's not in the game anymore, it used to be, is this piece, which is in use in a few areas, but of course it's not in the game anymore, so I couldn't use it, so I just used a granite barrier. So here's another piece that isn't in the game. Anyway, so around here I decided to put a level, and I wasn't sure what to do, and then I decided, well, you know what, let's see how high I can get before I hit a collision. And I'm going to use these arches, these room arches that they use in buildings. I'm going to use them as support, because when you embed them in the wall, they do provide support. Now each one of these stairs are multiple, one half embedded in the wall, the other one attached. I wanted them nice and wide. I did use grand hearts. The reason I did was to maximize. This takes 3 from the very top to the very bottom to span it. It is quite a large area. So now we are in the first deep, and you'll notice I have 1, 2, 3 entrances with torches, which means there are 3 paths, and one that also has stairs. So we can go to the stairs. Always utilize these side stairs when you can. They're non-repairable because they don't break. I did extend the landing in case you came up one way or the other, and I wanted a nice flat surface to work from underneath that was stable. and so I extended it out. Continuing to climb, and you see I continue to use the arches to do the support. And this has survived multiple reloads, so I haven't had much of that problem lately. Alright, again, we are the second level of the first deep. You can always note your fathoms at the upper left hand corner, 237 fathoms. Here's something of note. If you click on something, it'll tell you what fathoms it's at, and this is where you are. Obviously, the deeper you go, the more the increase to the number of fathoms. And so 237 fathoms, 252 fathoms, you know that this room is below you. The troll is below you. That one's below you. Let's see. 232. The Western Mines is at this level. And this is my waypoint. Notice I put second stair, first deep, and the number of fathoms. That's how I started marking my stones for general travel. Alright. So let's go up. I did increase the width. I don't like hopping those edges. The granite tile did put a foundation, but I got it to line up with the edge to leave the pattern on that one side. I think it looks nice, so I left it. And this is the first level. So notice I marked the path. Here's the other hearth. There's another path. Oh, looks like a piece of stuff up there. But we need the stairs, and the stairs are marked by the brazier. Let's see if I can grab that granite. All right. As we continue to go up, the second stair goes to the deeps. The first stair goes up. However, there is a path up for the second stair. It leads to a skylight. There is enough room up here to build a pretty nice base, actually. I've done it. And you can block off the stairs and fill in this whole, except for the stairs. And then you can build a second level in here. The light shines through, so it's good. That whole second level is good for farming. There are 4 niches in each side. I use these as bedrooms. Oh, here's something. I don't know why the bats in this area get trapped in the floor, but this is a great place to farm bats, by the way. Sometimes you'll see these piles of dirt with the Zurich torch, and you can destroy them. Clean things up a little bit. I really, really, really wish we had a broom. Particularly to take care of big chunks like this. It's a shame you have to put down a whole new floor. I can almost live with the damage, but so I'd like something instead of the hearth that you could put down. The hearth linking, and the more hearths you have, the lower your performance, in my experience. Anyway, you can make a couple of bedrooms out of here, and 2 stories in here, and on each side of these statues up here there's plenty of space to put a couple of one on each side. Put a Ufan furnace. Oh, I missed those. Anyway, nice little area up here, so I opened it up. Like I said, great place to farm bats. I don't know why in this instance mine are trapped in the floor. The Zurich torch really helps you see those finer details. It is a great tool when you're building. I never use it in adventuring, but man, when you're building, it is fantastic. Another thing I'd like to see is a wrecking tool. You can Amazon or Google it, a wrecking tool, just to destroy a single item that you're targeting instead of having to use the pickaxe, which does a cone. Would be really nice. I don't know how much work that would be. It doesn't seem to be a lot, but a wrecking tool would be wonderful. Anyway, let's go back down to the first level. Alright, well, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching Mereak Firmaxe Rebuilds Moria, Episode 1, Rebuilding the Second Stair. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe below.